Well, hello, Ouncers! That's right, we're back after being canceled. I don't know if anybody recalls, but we had quite the tumultuous Christmas episode with our guest Colton. So now that we're back, we decided
Some
to
people
bring...
call it tumultuous. I call it classic, man.
There we go.
Yeah.
We decided to bring Colton back on because what better way to get uncanceled, well, to get canceled than uncanceled, than to bring back the guy you were canceled for.
Yeah.
We're Family Guy in this shit.
It's like adding two zeros, or it's a double negative equals a positive.
Exactly.
Boom.
You know, that's a good way to look at life, too.
Yeah.
You know?
You fuck up twice, you're out of prison. That's how it works.
I don't think that is
no,
quite how it works.
They always
I
say
played
when
Monopoly,
you...
okay, I know how it works.
When you go to jail, the only way to get a get out of free jail card is to stab somebody. And
Yeah,
commit
you roll
another
fucking
crime.
doubles. Okay?
Anyway, it's been a long stint being in jail. We got canceled from Twitter as well, which was, I don't know. Apparently you can't mock Elon Musk on Twitter. You just can't do it.
You can't.
I don't think we got canceled though because of anything I said. I feel like that's pretty much condoned on Twitter now.
No. We didn't get canceled because of your episode. We got canceled because we tried to do that whole fake Elon Musk profile.
You got a little
blue
grumpy
check.
about that.
And then we got
The blue
blocked.
check, yeah.
What a
So-
great way to spend your billions, though, to become like supreme leader of.
I'm not
the
even
digital
convinced he's
space.
actually rich.
I mean, his dad was definitely rich, right?
Well, sure, off the backs of like slaves or whatever.
Yeah.
yeah.
Blood diamond money is good money. It's just not quick money.
Well, it is if you're not making it, right? If you're not the one mining the diamonds.
That is true. Anyway, so I did have an entire show planned out for tonight where I was actually going to like dive into stuff and talk about hobbies and try and get this show back on track. But again, we invited Colton back on
For whatever reason.
for some reason. We actually invited Tony and then Colton just showed up. So
Well, I'm kind of like a stray dog, I think. Like, in the regards that if you feed me once...
you know what though?
know.
Here's Tony's just like, ah!
Pocket. Oh,
Here's the ice. Here's the ice.
it's like Emerald.
I've got to mention
You
it.
just got done telling him how sensitive the mics work, and then he was just like...
Just finger fucking the ice. Somebody somewhere that was their like,
like the background
ASMR
of a hotel
trigger where they're
ice
like,
machine,
yes. Off to a great start with the 1 ounce pour. I feel like this is just standard issue
fuck
with
yeah.
us. Like,
It's your
what is
own
your
fault.
podcast about? Fuck all. I don't know. I have no fucking idea. It was
right.
supposed to be about hobbies, but at some point we're going to talk about Tony's experiences in New York, which I don't know what hobby the fuck that is. So.
Oh, God.
Anyway, Tony,
Hello.
why don't you introduce yourself into the microphone? There you go.
Well, my name is Tony Hendricks, and I am uniquely qualified to talk bullshit for 2 hours with you. I've had a lot of life experiences, but you're pickety popping my podcast cherry today, and I'm kind of got a chubby, to be honest. I'm a little excited about the idea of recording my voice for humanity. I'm afraid of what I'm going to let loose here.
The good
It
news
could be
is
worse than Christmas.
It could not be worse
It
than
couldn't be.
Colton's episode. Hey, but you know why I think they actually forgave us? It's your month, right?
It is my month.
Hey.
It is gay month.
You can say whatever the fuck you want.
Well,
I thought
and
you were
that's
in the
true
Army
anytime,
because it's the Army's birthday month. So
Oh,
never
well,
mind.
it's one and the same, friend. So,
This is my rifle. This is my gun.
The military is gay as fuck.
yeah, no,
Never mind.
just... All right.
Yeah, off to a great start. Here we go.
Oh.
I want this to be an episode that my mother will finally listen to.
Don't count on that, man. I'll
Why?
bring Natalie
Why?
Portman back up at a
No,
drop of
no.
a hat.
She got a t-shirt yet?
Ah! So anyway, Tony and I work together with Colton. I mean, we work for Colton? I don't know. You're a couple
in
collaboration with Colton. But anyway, Tony is probably one of the most unique individuals I've ever met in my career. And
that's a compliment. It is a compliment.
It's a compliment slash.
It's a compliment tinsel.
This guy's weird as fuck. I got to talk to him.
But here's the deal: I'm weird as fuck. So it's like, two peas in a pod.
We're sitting in a basement talking about shit, man. Like that's not normal behavior.
Nobody needs to know we're working out of a basement.
I know they could have thought we were working in a studio.
They don't know how many listeners we have.
It's in the basement of a kick-ass building.
It's more than 10.
Yeah. We're in KR 5-6 basement.
Or you could just say the KSL building basement.
I
keep
Tony's in the house. Oh, puppy!
Well, now you have to announce it all.
Now you have to play like a Chris
Spanish
Brown song.
language news.
I have sound effects.
When the fuck did you put that on?
I don't know. When I was bored. So anyway, back to Tony, who is my guest today on this show. I don't know how to describe Tony. I mean, he's like an enigma. He just appeared at the office and then was like, "Hey, I got 9 kids and this deep voice and a perfect beard."
Good God, man!
I sleep with my barber. That's the trick. You gotta bet her good, and you get a good beard each morning. I'm not gonna fuck with that.
Gotta fuck your barber.
Yeah.
All right. Good. There. So your hobby is fucking your barber.
We should make that a T-shirt.
My first merch.
Fuck your barber.
I fuck your barber. It's a good way to start your morning.
Poor logo.
I paid $12,000 for her to go to hair school, and all she does is cut our hair. So
hey, well,
there's 9 of you. That's a full month's rotation.
You're probably spending.
I've created a lot of humans. I've created a lot of fucking.
Tony heard the good word and was like, you know what? Out of all of Mormonism, the one thing I can take away is I'm gonna fuck a lot and make a lot of humans, and that's his hobby. You know what? I was worried that I was going to have to search for your hobby, but I just found it.
I'm all safe.
Is that what the episode is?
Just making humans. So let me ask you a couple. No. Let's get back on the 1 ounce pour.
On that too.
But you haven't made any humans yet.
No.
All right. Maybe it's not your month.
They go down the gullet.
So
gotta pay child support for the kiss in my throat.
Please stop. We are going to ask the 1 ounce pour questions just on this hobby. Are you ready? When has making human beings ever gotten you in trouble?
You seen the hospital bills after that shit, Drew? 9 of that, man. I'd be like, after 6, I'd give myself a vasectomy with a spoon.
So
I thought the government was going to kick the door down and say, "Look, you fucking had enough. Tie him off, and just let him bleed out." Like
that's what Kamala Harris's job is. Snip.
That's what I heard. That the vice president, they were just like, "You're on snip duty now."
No, actually,
specifically for
you the border, it's a joke. So just start cutting balls off.
I was actually inspired by Elon Musk's negative population decline announcement, and that we should really breed and produce humans.
Oh yeah, we don't have enough.
I think if we're going into a negative growth paradigm, that we need to, create some taxpayers so that we can get some Social Security in. And
well, I mean, the problem is all these hormones are running downstream and they're affecting the frogs.
The gay frogs.
And you know what?
The frogs are fucking gay.
Now these frogs have an agenda. I figured we have Tony on here. We might as well go a full Alex Jones. What's his name?
Yeah,
Alex Jones
I
podcast.
love conspiracy. It's so great.
You know who we should have brought on for that was Devin, who thinks the world is flat.
Does he? Is he deep?
Okay.
Yeah, he's balls
right.
deep in that, which
All
is
right.
funny.
I can't fathom people. There was a whole show where these people were like, the Earth is
This is like
flat.
a History Channel one, right?
Yeah. So then they set up, like they were going to show you the Earth is flat, and they set up a mile apart, I think, these 2 boards, and they drilled holes in the boards, and they said, now, if the Earth was round, the holes wouldn't line up. And then they shone a light through it, and the holes didn't fucking line up.
And the guy was like, that's weird.
And the guy's like, it's probably because it's uneven ground. Like, no, it's probably because the Earth is round.
Well, I told this Devin, I was like, we make this harder to disprove than we need to. Like, we come up with these cutesy little science experiment. It's like, bro, go to San Francisco, pull out a fucking telescope, and if you can see Tokyo, surprise, the world's flat. You know why you can't see Tokyo? Because the world's not fucking flat. It doesn't take a genius here, guys. Like, what are you talking about?
But have we tried it?
Bro, have you've been on a plane? You've been on a plane as many guys. You've been on a plane as many times as I have.
But are they pointing the nose down every eighth of a mile in order to account for curvature?
Yeah.
Right?
Dude, I hold on, a friend in college who was just just very
Bush did
not
9/11.
not he did well, very not intelligent. And she one time told me that you could see the four corners of the United States from Smith Rock in Oregon. If you don't know where Smith Rock is, it doesn't matter. Go to the highest point in Oregon, you're still not seeing the four
You
corners
can
of
put
the
Everest
United
in the middle
States.
of Kansas, and you still wouldn't see
I was gonna say,
So it was
man,
like 100%. And I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. There's no way you could see the four corners of the United States from there. And she's like, oh, no. My uncle told me. I was like, how do we get back on subject here? When
This
is
is your own fault. Well, stop bringing us here.
I have children.
When has your hobby of making children ever gotten you in trouble?
I haven't gotten paid yet for it.
Well, the government pays
the
you.
fucking government.
And you got a bunch of free labor.
That's true.
I don't do dishes
Okay,
anymore.
hold on.
Time to get
Hold
a
on.
food truck here, homie.
I gotta direct this. I gotta direct this in a way that
Make
has
them all
been
go work at Lagoon.
it's been irking my soul because I want to know the end of this story. And Tony just like sprinkles stuff inside of your life. Sounds terrible. And then like dissipates, and you never get to hear the end of these stories. So one story I was told, it's like 3 years ago,
Yeah.
right? Tony and I were hired at the same time, so we have the same trajectory, except for his went upward and mine went flat.
Bah.
So anyway, Tony told me this story that he had a swordsmith making swords for each individual boy
Yeah.
that he birthed, which was 8, 9?
7 sons, 1
7
daughter.
sons, 1 daughter.
Yeah.
So please tell me that has come to fruition. Does any of your boys have swords?
Yeah, many. Many.
Oh my
Racks of swords. And then we knight them.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When they can
Stop.
balance a checkbook, I give them a ring.
And everybody in this room, shut the fuck up right now. Explain this.
It-
Full detail. I need to know about, because your hobby is creating little knights now. So,
Well, yeah,
so you
I mean-
create a young man,
Then
you raise him as your own,
Mm-hmm.
and then when he gets to be what age exactly?
when I feel comfortable buying him a firearm.
So you also get him a firearm.
Of course.
So they have a fucking gun and a sword.
Yes.
When you feel comfortable that they need a gun and a sword.
Right.
So they have a gun and a sword in their hands, and you like walk into the room,
Well,
knight them.
it was this idea that
No. But really, what age?
16.
Oh fuck, dude!
But they
if
get
you
swords.
gave
They get
me-
swords before that.
If you gave me a sword or a gun at 16, I would definitely have made some really horrific MySpace photos.
You would have been Sensei fucking do right there.
I think I would have sent a dick pic.
Dude,
I would have sent a dick pic
Oh,
next
it's
to my
bigger
sword.
than a Glock.
Be like, does your man have a sword? This is the only thing I'm going to impale you with tonight, bitch.
you'd be Step Brothers style slicing watermelons in the garage. man.
Absolutely. If you gave me a sword at 16 or a gun, there is no doubt in my life I would be hacking the shit out of stuff and then
sure.
shooting it. What is stopping your children from doing this?
Well, I want to believe that with keeping my wife home and her being a badass, that we're trying our best to create philosopher kings that are purposed for something. Fuck all. I don't know if we're going to make them and we're going to produce all these humans. We might as well turn them into something better than us.
Philosopher kings. I like.
They still eat fucking dirt out of the flower pot. They're not geniuses. They don't speak Latin or anything, but...
Wait, what was your... this terminology is stuck in the back of my head forever. Hold on.
So here's a little.
breed, no, hold on. You breed 2 different types of people. You breed the butterfly chasers,
Yeah.
and then what was the other one?
Yeah. Well, it's about 50-50 on that. You know, I mean, some of them are butterfly chasers, and some of them want to fucking take over the world and dominate and be barbarous. I don't know if that's a fucking word.
It is now.
It is now.
I always kind of considered myself like a little bit of a psychopath, like just like a diet psycho, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you're more than diet. You got to at least.
I mean, but
have
like,
the sugar
I
in
really
there.
think I'd be like a good warlord, you know?
I always felt like
Colton's
I would be a good
Colton's
cult
gonna be
leader.
fucking running guns in Africa. He's gonna
Yeah,
be like, hey,
like
Yeah.
you
I
know,
was
and
asked
so,
to
like,
run a
I'm gonna
cult
partner
once.
with Tony because he's gonna have a bunch of fucking psycho medieval kids.
Yeah.
With swords when the
And
world
guns. Don't
well,
forget they
the
have
world
guns.
ends, so ammunition ends.
holy.
I mean,
We're gonna have a 50 cal turret mounted on the top of our beat up
Yeah,
old
just Mad
Suburban.
Max. I love you saying this because like you're wearing pink headphones.
That's-
It's just like
since we haven't Instagram lived this, Tony is currently wearing my daughter's I
hold
don't
on.
know, kitty
I'll
headphones.
throw this up on the IG live
something?
for us if we
No,
can.
we're not doing that for Tony's sake.
You
He
can,
asked-
you can for
he,
sure.
He asked.
No, I just didn't do my makeup today. You know, didn't put my face on.
We'll
God
take
damn
we'll take a sexy little selfie here. Hey, oh no, wait, there we go. You're not in it, Tom.
Ah, fuck off.
Nobody needs to see your face. Outside of just procreating, what are some of your hobbies, Tony?
You got 9 kids, man. That's all you can
that is
fucking do.
the hobby now. Yeah.
You don't even have time to jack off in the shower in the morning.
But hey, we still haven't gotten to the swords. So
Well, we can
Well,
talk about the.
no.
we can
I want to talk about the swords. How do you commission these swords? Do you go to somebody and you're like, here is the blood of this child. I want you to put it into the forge and have his blood run deep through the iron.
No, the idea initially was to have swords forged, you know, and they would be custom and have a unique hilt.
But instead you went to the
The Asian market at fucking
Get some like
Southtown Mall.
Pakistani.
It was like next to fucking some chopsticks and like a hot machine.
One of the kids gets like a knockoff of Sting that Frodo carries.
No, they're
like half a
I'd
sword.
imagine that the commissioning of a sword is probably expensive.
no.
Fuck,
And
yeah.
I work. You know, I have obviously a lot of dependents, so there's not a lot of excess income for me to be able to commission a sword to be created. So yeah, they're knockoff fucking cheap ass samurai swords from the Asian market.
Wait, are they really katanas or are
Yeah,
they like...
100%?
I was picturing like big bastard
No.
swords.
There's just a couple of there's a couple of broadswords from
Skyrim.
like Lord of the Rings. You know, those wannabe knockoffs you buy for $150.
So I mean, like, you're just creating therapy sessions here.
We're creating an ethos, all right?
But like
Based off-
one kid is gonna be like, yeah, I got the sword from Highlander.
But like,
And then another kid's like, oh yeah, I got this like knockoff of the sword that was used in The Last Samurai.
do you have the concern though that like instead of creating philosopher kings as you had put it, you're gonna create people like Gabe from The Office?
No, these fuckers are going to
Who
be
has,
walking
like,
around
fucking, like,
Comic-Con wearing furry suits.
Powdered dolphin or whatever the fuck he's got in his house, and he's got a katana on the wall, and he's like he went to Japan once, and now he's an expert.
So
It's
here's-
more Bobby from Horrible Bosses, you know, that shitty
Yeah, just
Bob-
doing coke in the fucking construction office.
So here's my question. If they ever get in trouble, do you ever just give each one of them a sword and be like, all right, the one that comes out of the living room is the one who wins and
I
doesn't
don't
get in
know.
trouble?
I don't know
I
if
think it's more
anybody.
throw one sword down and they have to fight over it.
I don't know if anybody from CPS listens to this, so maybe we should just like back away
They're
slowly.
the one of the over 10.
Hey, by the way, we're at 650 downloads for this show, and that's for a bunch of idiots, 2 of them, that don't really know how to market a podcast. That's pretty damn
pretty
good,
good, yeah.
right?
That's almost as many as the Angels have scored tonight. 23-0.
Holy.
Oh God.
23-0.
Hey, speaking of current
Events.
stuff going on, what the fuck's up with this submarine
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that
I
went
mean-
down to look at the Titanic and they used a like
Amazing.
PlayStation
amazing.
2 controller? And
And
also, I'm not up to speed on this. Is everybody dead?
Oh,
they're
yeah.
super dead.
fucking dead.
Holy fuck!
The Navy like heard it, I guess, like when it happened.
Yeah.
It
Heard
was,
their
like,
death?
Well, it imploded. 'cause
Oh
it's
my
just
God,
was,
it
like in tin
imploded.
can. No, so like this is crazy. So like the CEO did an interview on like 60 Minutes or whatever. Who's by the way dead.
Oh yeah,
CEO's also dead.
He's
driving it.
Well,
Super
you did steering wheel, but it's like a controller.
I don't know. I'm not.
Why would you not put a steering wheel in it?
I don't. It seems a missed opportunity. Like one of those big old timey shit.
Yeah, with like the wood.
I mean, even it's just for
handles.
vanity.
Yeah.
Anyway.
TIE fighter style.
Point is,
Oh,
the-
yeah, you got to like the little knobs.
He
You ever wonder
admitted-
what they were turning those knobs for in the TIE fighters?
Yeah, they were just dialing in their bong, dude. For fucking,
Okay, anyway.
So
yeah.
what the guy admitted that he had bought the lights for inside of it from Camping World, which is amazing. And then like they fired this dude who was like, "Hey, this is probably not safe. Don't put this in production. Kind of like don't use this." And they were like, "You're fired." And so the glass they were using, because that's one window.
Good.
So you spent $250,000 to go to the bottom of the fucking ocean to look at a ghost ship for whatever reason through a tiny little window. And it was rated for 2,000 meters of pressure, and they went down 4,000 meters. And they were like, "What's the worst that could happen?" And then it gets, and then the Navy heard it like the day it happened. They were like, "Ooh," and then they were like announced it when the Coast Guard was like, "Hey, have you guys heard anything?" Like, "Oh, yeah, actually, by the way, we did hear like a weird implosion underwater like 5 days ago. We don't know what it was."
This is a
But like, what was really bleak is on Twitter there was like an oxygen countdown. Like somebody had created a whole Twitter.
This segues perfect into this is kind of a good societal like mirror back on us where rich or not or whoever they are, there were people in a tin can going to the bottom of the ocean to die. And what did all of the internet do?
We
Make fun of the shit out of these. Like, these people are dying, now dead. And what did the internet do? The internet was like, ha, 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 ha. What?
Okay, but like, okay.
Millennials embrace the dark humor, man.
Hot-
like
hot
we got
take here.
fucked.
Hot take here.
Hold on. This is further than dark humor. Dark humor would be like, they're dying, but then they came back and blah, blah, blah. And
We don't go
that
that low with the jokes, man. We don't go that low.
No, you do. Like, it happened. People died. The jokes happened. People were dead. The jokes continue to happen. You can go on Twitter, Instagram, whatever right now, and it's a weird place where you're like, oh, Titanic 2. Ha, 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 ha. That's fucking dark.
We went as low as a submarine. What can we say?
They
I
call it the Kali Yuga. It's just part of the Mayan calendar bullshit where we've entered a new age of the Joker,
Of course,
man.
you have
See,
something for
this
that.
is...
Okay, let me tell you a quick story.
I know. This is the problem that the show's going to run into today. Is like Tony's going to say something
Yeah,
like,
he said I was
"This
bad."
is the Kali Yuga, blah
he's got
blah
some
blah,
ominous
the
ass
Joker," and we're going to have to then segue into whatever the fuck you're going to say, but. Put a pin in it because I need to know everything about the Kalaluga. Go ahead.
Okay, so two things. One, I don't feel bad for these assholes. No, and this
I'm
is
right
why.
there with you.
There's only one person I feel bad for. It's the 19-year-old kid that went with his dad,
And he didn't want to fucking
and he
go.
did not want to go. He like knew in his heart of hearts was like, this is dangerous and sketchy. And his dad was like, I'm a billionaire. You're getting on that fucking ship, kind of thing. And now he's dead. So I feel bad for that kid because it's not his fault. But if you're a rich billionaire who's got $250,000 to just blow on a fucking tin can assembled at fucking Camping World as a Home Depot special, I don't feel bad for you. Why should I feel bad for you?
Good call.
Just to go
Yeah.
back to billionaires going in places they shouldn't, and this is
Elon
not...
Musk buying Twitter.
Yeah, no,
Elon
no,
Musk's
no,
dick.
No, yes. And also no, but
In
maybe.
Grimes. In Grimes. He nutted in Grimes. and made a baby.
Hold on. Jesus Christ.
Isn't that crazy?
Did
That's
every-
on topic. by the
It
way.
is very on topic. As the Blue Origin entered space, did everybody kind of go, blow up? Just blow up.
Yeah, because fuck Jeff Bezos, right? Like,
It's a fucked up thing, but
fuck Jeff Bezos.
everybody, every single person on Earth, with the exception of those who were in Blue Origin, I bet the guy who built the rocket, I bet the entire team behind the rocket took 2 seconds and was like, blow up.
Was he kind of like the designer of the Death Star? He's like, I let just one
And
bad
then
thing
it
here.
came back into Earth, a giant dick of a rock.
I mean, like, he's got more money than God,
dude.
You know, like he doesn't deserve to live anymore.
But it was the ultimate douchebag move to do it during COVID when we were all locked in our homes. Like,
but it wasn't just him. I mean, like Elon was doing the same thing. He was sending multiples up there.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though.
Elon, Bronson, whatever his name is,
Richard Branson.
Richard Branson.
Yeah, but at least
he did the same thing.
At least Jeff Bezos isn't a racist. So, because Elon Musk is in fact
Elon Musk is a racist, but at least his space company was like, "Hey, this is like for the United States space program." He wasn't just like
highest bidder.
Yeah, he wasn't like, "Oh, I'm going to show my dick and how much money I've got." Man, it's like, "Yeah, I'm actually going to try and make money off of this."
All right, so this is a great cut point. What the fuck was with the Joker comment?
The fucking Mayan calendar.
What is this Mayan calendar Joker connection?
It's Hinduism, right?
Oh, God.
What does this have to do with the Joker?
Well, they call it the era of that. Where
okay.
The idea that you can just the age of the internet. It's the recreation. Recreation of the Tower of Babel, where anybody can have a say and anybody can say what they want, and there's a universal language for the global Earth.
It is for real.
Hey, look at what we're doing.
I mean, we are currently on a podcast
for some reason.
You know,
but this is okay. So I don't buy into the Mayan calendar bullshit.
Yeah.
But there is this theory that I don't know that I buy into too, because it's maybe still a little woo woo for me. You know, but like it's the Strauss-Howe theory, right? You ever heard about the Strauss-Howe theory?
Do we look educated enough to think of that theory?
It's this generational theory that essentially, I mean, it's based on American history, which is very limited. But it's that at least American society is going through cycles that last a full generation's lifetime in stages of form, right? And so it goes through periods in which there's a crisis, right? Mm-hmm. That occurs, World War I, World War II, whatever.
9/11.
Right. And those particular moments are tipping points that create a post-crisis generation. And each generation gets softer and softer post-crisis until eventually another crisis happens. And that does happen to track pretty well to, like, U.S. history in general.
So what is the term softer and softer?
Just in terms of, like, its needs, its individualism. So it's the rise of individualism.
You say softer and softer, but Tony is procreating humans that have swords and guns.
Right, but one could argue, though, that his kids are part of a post-crisis generation.
Yeah. Because you look at
because he's wearing pink cat-eared headphones right now.
Silent generator, or the fucking greatest generation, gave way to the boomers.
Wait, what is the greatest generation?
World War II. People who fought in World War II.
Okay.
They gave way to the boomers. Fuck them.
Oh, I mean,
and then
Mom.
And then fucking millennials. We had 9/11. We had 2008. We had Afghanistan, we had Iraq, what
about us Xers that are in between?
But okay, so
this bullshit.
The reality,
you're just the taint of the softness.
The reality of this stage is it's a crisis of individualism. Its theory essentially is that each generation becomes more in tune with its own individualism and loses a sense of community and a sense of purpose. And societally, we slow down because we're not communally driven anymore. If you were to buy into this theory, I don't know that I would believe we're in a post-crisis era yet. I don't think 9/11 or 2008.
Yeah, I mean, like, can you believe in climate change when it's snowing?
Yeah, it's not global warming. I saw snowflakes, Drew. We had the most snow this ever happened this year. God isn't real, and Al Gore is dead. But like, I mean, the generational theory, like, again, like, I think it's a little too woo-woo for me. But the point is that there's always like interesting patterns, and that's why I don't buy into the Mayan calendar and shit. Because it's like it's easy. It's easy to look at historical records.
We're back to Mayan calendar, the Joker. But what the fuck does the Joker have anything to do with any of this? Tony, this is a direct question to you.
Tony doesn't have a direct answer. He's never had a direct answer in his life.
That's the thing about Tony is like this is what makes Tony so great. Is you will like have a conversation with him,
and you think he might kill you.
Well, I mean,
sometimes I'm like, is he?
But you'll have a direct conversation with Tony, and then it'll end, and then you'll leave, and you'll go sit down, and then you'll be like, I have so many questions.
Yeah, you stew on it. Okay, so like, let me tell you a quick story. So COVID happened.
Or never get into the Joker.
This is about Tony. This is about Tony, right? So COVID happens, right? And this is like, I don't know, fucking September, October of 2020. He hits me up and sends me an email.
He being Tony.
Tony sends me an email with these
Have
necklaces.
you seen The Dark Knight?
with these necklaces that are made of copper. And he says, good swag item. And I was like, for fucking what? And he was like, no, it says it cures COVID. And I'm like, oh.
Hey,
We won't be doing that.
Hey,
God.
real talk, okay?
I was on the VIG, and they were
Hold
going to
on.
give me a cut if you bought shit. Why are you fucking out me, man?
Dude, that's your people's thing, right?
Yeah.
Like that pyramid?
Yeah, look at all the
Yeah.
Young living. I'm just going to call
Dude,
him out.
have you
I'm just going to
seen-
call him out.
Have you seen
doTERRA.
the fucking pyramid of how you get up to the top of the church, man?
It's like that
you got
episode
the
of The
bishops,
Office
stake
where, like,
presidents.
Michael's
Tony,
like, I'm
Tony
trying to
was on his way up to the top, and this motherfucker stepped in.
It's like that episode of The Office, though. It really is like
Hey.
where he drives. It's like I'm selling these calling cards. I need you guys to get you guys to buy. Each of you buy some, and then you sell. You get 3 friends. And he's
That's
like
it.
drawing on the whiteboard. He's like, it's not a pyramid scheme. It's not a pyramid
It's not.
scheme. And then they draw this fucking
pyramid?
triangle.
Okay, so Tony, no judges. Because I don't care what you did during COVID. I don't care what anyone did during COVID. Nobody needs to talk about it at this point. But
I know what I did during COVID.
Shut up.
I had a very
hold
productive
on,
COVID.
shut the fuck up. I'm trying to get to my point. Tony, did you ever put horse
Dewormer?
medicine up your butthole?
No, but I bought it. Well, I was given it.
So were you like ready? Were you ready to put it up your butt?
Well, I mean, my butt, is that really the
That's
formula?
where they put it.
Yeah.
That's not like, you
I
know.
love that because that's basically
It's
just like
so
QAnon
funny.
people
It's
admitting they
so-
like ass play.
Yeah, right? Right?
There's
It's
no way
so
it's
funny.
anally taken.
It is definitely 100%. Look it up. So,
Nobody taught me this.
yeah, I mean, that's where it goes.
Well, I mean,
You
like what a
think
weird
people are
conversation to be like,
eating
hey,
this?
here's this horse tranquilizer.
You think people were putting in PB&Js?
Well, I was going to do it. Okay, when I was
sprinkling
in
on
high school.
applesauce like Adderall?
No. When I was
It
in high
comes
school.
with a unit on top of it.
A
that
syringe,
is
a butt syringe.
Okay, when I was in high
butt
school,
syringe.
we couldn't get steroids, right? And we
I
wanted to
mean,
get jacked for football.
Nobody could
okay?
get it.
So
a lot
we
of
would
people
go
got
to
it.
we would go to Intermountain Farmers Market and we would buy these things they would shoot into cows to
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
muscle them up, right?
Yeah. Like an injection.
Right. And it was in
Like
a
it
wheel.
came with a needle.
No, it was a gun. You had to shoot it into the fucking.
Yeah, but there was a
But
needle
it was
somewhere
like,
in the gut.
it was like an
Ultimately, you would
auto-epidural.
pop these pills out, you would crush them up, you would get a transdermal jelly from the health food store, you would shave a patch on your leg, and you would take one of those big-ass bandages and you would put it on your leg, and it would be like Dianabol or some type of fucking steroid that
it
we
would
would use.
go through your skin.
You're right. So
Right.
I thought perhaps I
No.
would take the horse paste.
No.
And then if
Nope.
needs be,
No. It
No, okay.
came with an injection.
you had to put it up the ass.
It was a butt only. And this is what I think is so funny is that all these people that are so against your month
Why do you get a fucking
were
month?
so ready to shove shit
You
up
get a
their
month?
butt.
Dude, black people got Juneteenth. You got a month?
They get a whole Black History Month. What are
Oh,
you
fuck,
talking
I
about?
forgot.
February.
About
You get a whole month too, straight guy.
Do I really?
Yeah, it's called July. The Old Navy 4th of July sale.
Hey, and don't forget about Toyota-thon.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
by
sorry.
the way,
I'm a Honda Days family.
I forgot where I was going. No, I remember where I was going. Here we go, full circle.
The Joker.
The Joker. Tell me about the Joker. Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman is a very attractive certain nationality.
So anyway,
Is she a nationality or is she? a
she's not.
race?
We're just going to stick with the Joker.
There's 2 types.
Oh,
Horse
She was
face.
born in Israel.
yeah,
Was she?
horse
Yeah, I
horse
didn't know
base.
that.
It goes up your butt.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. You're
Hey,
good.
I admire Tony for picking that up anyway, though, because he was like, "Well, on the off chance it fucking works, I'm ready."
Listen,
Yeah.
You know.
and you know what? I connect
That's the
with
kind of
I
poster.
connect with Tony on this.
Yeah.
When you have children, or if you have all of the children,
Right. All of them.
He could start a compound.
I mean, you could start a cult and I could lead it if you want. I feel like I'm charismatic enough.
Just enough.
I get more of a court jester vibe, as if you couldn't
fuck.
make the executive decisions to fucking
Wow.
off their
I
head.
agree.
if
I do
necessary.
think he would have like decision paralysis.
When did this become Tony's podcast? I don't know.
Hey.
When you brought him
Hey,
on, man.
so
Listen to that
anyway,
voice. It's
hey,
like butter.
It is super buttery. What is your hobby?
Buttery in your nether regions.
Dude, we've already established that. So the Joker. What the fuck does the Joker have to do with shoving ivermectin up your ass in the Mayan calendar?
I don't think they're related.
The Mayan calendar?
No, I mean, we forget that of the four of us here, I'm on 2.5 grams, I think now, of mushrooms, and I've had several shots.
That
so
is
you
true.
gentlemen are much more mentally clear than me, so that if you're going to bring something back like the Joker, I'm
No.
going to have to go into the annals of my brain and really dig up some dark shit.
That's right.
I would
The ivermectin.
I would like to point out to everybody out there that this has been a very colorful conversation we've had, and nobody at any point was forcing Tony to take any drugs that he did not want to take during this podcast.
Was that a concern? Was somebody?
Well, I mean, Tony was alluding that we were all of sober mind and he was not.
Yeah, but I didn't get vibes that like we pinned him down and shoved mushrooms in his mouth either.
His mouth?
You guys are very
Why would you think we would shove him in his mouth?
Yeah, you're right. It would be in his butt.
Boof that
He
shit.
wants to take horse tranquilizers.
Full Kavanaugh and boof it.
Oh my god.
I don't
Make America great again.
Ooh, my god. Here's the problem. Here is 100%
Boof
the problem. We invited Colton back on the show after being canceled.
I think Colton needs to be a regular co-host here.
Here's my problem.
We only
you
have
say
3
cancel,
mics.
but the reality is you were just busy.
The reality is, we were never canceled. I forgot about the show a little bit.
we don't have enough listeners to be canceled. Your mom didn't call you for a week.
650 views.
Yeah, we have over 10 listeners.
You know what's fucked up?
You defer to.
We have 650 listeners, and not a single person has reached out for sponsorship. By the way, Pendleton whiskey, we drink your drink 1 ounce at a time.
I heard the Christmas special, though.
God, they probably did.
We need to find like a really far right German whiskey to sponsor us.
No,
I'm a little surprised that Clayton Bigsby hasn't gotten.
Hey, where does Alex Jones get his sponsorships? We'll just hit them up. Hey, bone broth, like that
Bankruptcy
fucking bone
court.
broth, like the fucking chicken bone powder he was selling.
He was selling bone broth?
Yeah, he was selling chicken powder
Dude,
shit.
I feel like I could sell bone broth.
Yeah, or that silver pill, you know?
I don't like gay frogs.
Here's the problem. We are in the in between. We're not
The
liberal
problem-
and we're not progressive. We're not too conservative. We need to be farther to one of those directions
That's
to
why
get
I
sponsorship
invited
dollars.
Tony on the show.
Yeah, but we don't,
I can strike some fear in the audience in order to get them
that
to
what
buy a
we-
72-hour kit.
Yeah,
or some,
Here's the deal. We all know Tony is a prepper
God.
I'm a
because
prepper,
he's
too.
given all of his kids guns and swords.
Yeah, it's really
You got
either
money
or.
to be a prepper with
You don't-
dying
you
kids,
don't-
man? Holy shit.
You don't think like the world's not ending and then not give your kids swords and guns.
I think it's the difference between a slave and a free man.
Ooh, getting deep on that. Okay.
Yes. You wanna
Okay.
That's why I
deep?
own
You wanna
guns
go
too.
deep?
As a gay man
Yeah.
and also as a progressive, I own guns.
You don't find them sexy, that's why you own them?
No, I mean
I've watched a lot of.
it's a little hot, but it's also like oppressed people are harder to oppress if they're armed.
You're like, how big's your barrel?
I got a caliber right here for you, baby.
12.
It's a 9mm. It's not that big.
fucking 22 long rifle.
I'll show you a fraction of an inch, baby. You like math?
It's a shooter, not a grower.
Speaking of that, did you ever
Speaking of
remember
school
that?
shootings,
What? What the fuck are we even speaking of? Like,
speaking of
Remember
tiny
the
dick,
story that we had about the dude we used to work with that supposedly had a tiny peen?
no.
like one of those documented ones, like the micro penises, or like
No.
Or
I
just,
know
like,
where he's
with
going.
small.
I'm shutting it down right
With
now.
small.
I'm shutting it down right
Hey,
now.
want to
you
tell
down.
everybody how we used to buy Baby Ruth for a guy?
You know who
Nope,
did have a
shutting that
micro
down
peen?
too.
Ed Kemper.
What?
Ed Kemper.
Who's Ed Kemper?
He was one of the first seasons of Mindscapes, or that serial killer show on Netflix.
And he just came out and admitted it? Or
Oh,
something?
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, Mindhunter.
Yeah, Mindhunter. Yeah, he had a micro peen.
Well, yeah,
He
I
was
mean, I
6'9".
think if you kill people, there's something wrong, and it's just one of the things.
Did he really? Oh, so this is a real murder.
He's a
Yeah,
real serial
real
killer.
dude.
Ed
Oh, I
Kemper,
thought
yeah.
this was okay.
No, he was a 6'9" dude with
Yeah,
a micro
big
peen.
old dude.
Oh, wow.
That sucks.
The expectation.
When did this podcast ever scream murder mystery or like?
Because I just
people
wanted to
making
throw
money
that
out of that,
in.
man. There's like 5 of them that are big. You know,
To be
there's a
real.
market.
There are a lot of,
And this is a take we haven't taken. You know,
Exactly.
People
That's
talk
true.
about murders, but I'm like,
That's
let's talk about their problems.
you know what nobody talks about? Hobbies.
Breeder hobbies.
Even
look,
on this show, nobody talks
Here's
about
my problem.
hobbies.
You keep bringing people like me and Tony on.
Tony and I.
What are your hobbies?
I didn't make the joke. I want that to be well known and apparent.
Nobody even likes you.
I mean, here's the deal. I keep working on that.
If you keep working on that, stop correcting grammar.
It's my hobby.
Oh, God.
Your hobby is to be a weenie. Fucking Weenie Hut Junior.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Woo, man. So, Tony,
Yes.
talk to us.
What do you want to know, friend? I'm an open book. Anything
too
you need
open.
to know,
It's
brother.
too
It's
open.
just so fucking open. I want to like close
You've got like
it
it's like reading
to
with
the
a
point-
dictation.
Where you can get some.
Here's the deal. I
Real
want to go.
meat
I want to go
potatoes.
like all the way to the very front where the index is,
Tell me about your childhood.
and I want to like find the sub paragraph of hobbies,
When I
and
met
I want to
my
flip to page 59 and read about your hobby. What are your hobbies?
when I met my biological father at the age of 33 years old. Okay,
Okay. All right.
you ready?
Here we go.
Drew, why are you fighting this? Just
Not.
You're
go
fighting
with it.
No. You know what I should do is I should just like pass the reins on and.
You're fighting it.
All right, so you were 33 years old.
When
you
I met my
your biological father.
He was from Sparta.
Sparta.
Yeah.
Like really from Sparta. So
He
like
grew up
you're
in he grew up in a Greek orphanage.
honestly, people can't see Tony right now.
It tracks.
But if you
Yeah.
could see Tony, you would picture him screaming, "This is Sparta," and kicking some Nicknauna mine shaft.
He does buy his kids swords. They're bitch swords, but they're
They are
swords.
bitch swords. So when they turn a certain age, do they get real swords? Or are you just gonna
Yeah,
keep
like,
this
are you
Pakistani
just
steel
pussy
shit
little
going
things?
on?
We haven't reached a specific age. For
Graduate high school,
What
they
is
get
the
the real
oldest
sword.
kid you have right now?
17.
So that's almost a man. Unless it's Sparta, then that's almost dead.
I mean,
But
I got a real question for you here. How much of this episode are you going to be able to put on?
It's about as much as the Christmas
here's
episode.
the deal. Here's the deal. Depending on how much of this Pendleton, by the way, Pendleton, please sponsor us.
Oh, yeah.
How much of this Pendleton I get through depends on how much goes live.
I think I've got a better...
Well,
what
yeah.
a glorious idea.
Ask anybody that lives
Actually-
in like the western Salt
You
Lake Valley
said
right now.
you said anybody, but what you meant to say was any man.
No.
No.
Swinging is big.
Oh.
Yeah, it's huge. It's
big
Dude,
right
we live
now.
in the fucking hub of it.
Yeah, like Harriman, Draper, or full of people fucking.
Yeah.
Now it's upside down pineapples is the sign.
I-
It used
yeah,
to be a
well,
red
I-
Adirondack chair in the front yard. Now it's a upside
Oh.
down.
I like that you knew the old one because
Yeah.
that means you were more into with the community than you
Well,
should have
It
been.
was in the
Because like
well.
the pineapple one's like a pop culture fact, like everybody knows that now.
Yeah.
But like the Adirondack chair, that's like you knew kind of a thing. It's like you know about the red light district before it was red light district kind of a
did.
thing, you know. But like it's a real thing. There's a bar out in fucking Buttfuck Harriman or wherever.
Oh, that fucking Redemption or whatever the
No,
fuck
that one's
it is?
awful too because it's a cop lover bar. But it,
I fucking hated that place.
Yeah, you can
when I
taste the
drove
boot when
Uber,
you walk
fuck
in.
that place. Fuck Redemption. If you try and give us money, I will piss on it.
yeah, no, they were like, oh, here's a free meal for cops. Like you didn't choose that job.
So
Anyway, but, like,
the
they have-
Joker.
They have,
Drew, just let it go, buddy.
they have a bar out there that does lifestyle night, which is
Lifestyle night.
also known as we're interested in fucking other couples. If you're interested in that,
What
And you
bar
get-
was this?
I can't even.
And
remember
what
the
day?
name.
And,
Don't
what
you don't.
time?
Trust me. Anybody who's into swinging is not somebody you want to fuck.
No.
Promise.
Oh, I actually have a story about that.
Oh, my God.
You
When
have
I-
a story. About
When I was coming, okay, so when I was driving
You
Uber,
were coming.
when I was coming.
boom!
We're on the rails.
When I was driving Uber,
There-
pick somebody up.
How does that work?
Huh?
Where you go from
You
when I
coming
was
and
coming
in Uber.
to / when I was driving
They were the
Uber.
same.
So, picked him up. No fucking joke. Alpine, Utah. Hub of fucking Mormon community. Couple gets in the car. I'm like, "Hi, how are you doing tonight?" Start to giggle. "How are we doing tonight, honey?" Didn't say another fucking word to me. Talked about their date and how they were getting ready to fuck this other couple for an entire weekend. Like I wasn't even there.
Well, I mean, you're not. You're just
and I'm like,
Hey, no,
I
you're
literally
a
was
slave.
this close to turning around and going, if you're gonna fucking cheat on each other like adults. Don't do this half in, half out bullshit.
So every time I get into an Uber or a rideshare, I always ask the exact same question,
Go.
which is, what's the craziest thing that's happened in this car? Because guaranteed you'll get a Tom story or you get some crazy story. And my favorite one was a gentleman who picked me up and said, I said, "What's the craziest thing that ever happened in your car?" And he goes, "Oh, it didn't happen in my car, but I pick up the same," and this is how he put it with air quotes, "lady of the night," and would drive her to the same location every night. And I was like, "Ooh, spicy." And he said, "Well, here's the crazy part. It's a doctor." And I'm like, "That is crazy." Dish. And he goes, "He lives right over there." And he pointed at this guy's house.
Name's John.
No, it gets even better. And he goes,
Here's his business card.
he goes, "He pays me for my discretion." And I'm like, you don't even know me, and you just pointed this motherfucker
Yeah, I don't
out.
think he knows what that word means.
And he's right down the street from me. Like, I could walk to his house and knock on his door and blackmail him.
Was this in Salt Lake?
No, this is right here in Draper.
Okay, because there was a guy that picked us up one time. It was for my anniversary, and this is why I always buy the nicer Lyft now, because like it's just not worth it anymore. It used to be like it had to be like a newer car, and then they'll just like any like you fucking loser do it. Anyway, this guy pissed me up in a beat fucking Buick, and it smells like cigarettes. And he's just like this salty old man, and we're cruising down State Street, and there's that that Shell that's like fuck, I don't know, like 7th, 6th,
Sure.
6th, whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's a sketchy gas station. And he was like, "You see that woman up?" We were at the light. He's like, "See that woman over there?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "She tried to give me a blowjob." And I was like, "Oh." And he was like, "Yeah."
Oh, God,
And then
yes.
she was like, "It's only $5." And I was like, I thought about it, but I was like, probably shouldn't. I was like, holy fuck.
That's a good deal.
It is a good deal. I agree. $5 for a blowy is not bad. But before Lyft used to do it, because Lyft you can kind of be like, I don't want to talk to this guy. I like the app when you get picked up. But I used to just be like, I used to just tell him I was deaf before they added this feature, because I don't want to talk to my Lyft driver at all. It's not my thing. And so I always just like say I was deaf. And there was this one time this guy was like, "Cool, he's deaf," and he like took a full-on phone call. I was like, "Yeah, I got this deaf idiot in my car." And I'm like sitting there like, whoo.
Have you ever had to pretend to be deaf?
Oh yeah, I just do like,
Like,
yeah, I know, I just do like a hand.
Don't do the voice.
I just do the hands.
Don't do the fucking voice. Come on, Tony.
I did.
Take the cat headphones off. Get the fuck out of here.
I took 3 years.
And edit.
I took 3 years of sign language, and I just kind of make it up as I go. Yeah, nobody checks. It's not like they're gonna check me.
Oh, good
I'm
God.
like, sorry, I've got like kind of like it's a regional thing.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
It's a dialect difference, you know.
Oh yeah, it's outside of this valley. You don't understand.
It's all right.
You know how you say mountain?
Well, I mean,
it's
this is
different
like
with the
if you
voice.
ask anybody who like speaks like, I don't know,
ASL?
Arabic, they're gonna be like, oh, there's different dialects for every region, you know.
So you just thought ASL was the same?
Why not?
Like
Why
their,
not?
Their wrists roll
Why?
a little
The guy
different.
doesn't speak ASL. He can't correct me.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
I don't know how the fuck we got way over here, but to go back way over there.
Are we going to more Uber stories? Because I got a fucking shitload of them.
You know what, Tom? I'm actually no. I'm gonna give you this.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna give you this. This is your moment. This is your time to
God.
shine,
All
buddy.
right.
You have asked for a whole year.
A whole year.
to have your Uber / Lyft stories.
Boom.
Oh, he is pulling out notes.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He's
I've got over
so-
100 of this shit.
He is so ready for this
Give us the time.
that
Oh,
he
God.
is
us the
pulling out
best.
notes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, what?
He won't help you right now.
He may.
Really
While
are,
he's
isn't
pulling
it?
that up, I got a quick little good
Yes,
one.
yes,
So I was
please.
in Chicago.
Ooh,
The
the
Windy
city of
City.
love.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so
that one.
the Lyft ride, if you catch it at the wrong time, is like 2 fucking hours from the airport. And so I'm sitting in the car and like, fine, I'll chat with this guy. And I was like, oh yeah, tell me where you want to eat. He was like, hey, like we're not known for our barbecue, but there's this really good barbecue spot. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, just give me the address, wrote it down. And then like 2 days later, I had some time on lunch, and I was like, I'll go. So I put the thing in, and I get in the lift, and
You got diarrhea.
no, the lift driver was a black man, and he said, are you sure you want to go here? And I said, yeah, I'm pretty sure. He was like, okay, white boy. And I was like, cool. And then we get there, and then like we pull up, and he's like, I just want to confirm, you're absolutely sure you want to be here? And I was like, yeah, what's wrong? He's like, it is not safe for you. I was like, I don't know what that means. Anyway, it was great barbecue, and they only took cash, but
That was a
it was fine.
great story. And I gotta say,
It was fine.
did not see it going that way.
Yeah.
So good on you.
It was fine. Okay, real side tangent here. So my brother's in fucking state prison. Well, let's
Can I just finish my story?
Yeah, finish the story.
It had a light, wonderful ending.
Yeah,
If you
I doubt
just
it.
fucking go to places and treat everybody equally,
Oh my God.
you will find great food. Go ahead with your brother shitting in a state prison.
amazing.
Well, I mean, of course he shits. Everybody shits in state prison. I mean, you gotta shit somewhere.
Where else are you gonna shit?
I mean,
I'm gonna hold it in for my entire term.
Honestly,
I
you would
did
be
that for
worried.
a couple weeks when I went to jail. I was because they make you poop in front of everybody. You know, I mean,
You'd be worried if people weren't shitting in state prison.
yeah, I mean, if there was no poop in a state prison, I'd be like concerned. Yeah, I'd be like,
what
that's
are all
weird.
these people
Yeah,
doing with
like-
their poop?
Yeah, like they just like seal off their buttholes with like a curling iron or what?
All right, my stint starts now.
Just get fucking septic. Anyway,
Is this the part where I say uncut?
I don't care. Do what you want. You edit your own life.
I don't. I'm married.
You're the one that brought me here. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Anyway, so he's in state prison.
Your brother.
Correct.
Yes.
For the attempted murder of 2 people.
Holy God, dude.
We can get into that story if you want. But
Tax
side,
fraud or something.
Can
Yeah,
we
that's what I
just
was
now
expecting.
get into this story?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, go for it. I mean,
if you wanna
what
talk
else
about
do we have
both
to
of my
do?
brothers are crazy.
Both of them.
Oh yeah, and I'm the one that made it.
But you also went to jail.
I mean, jail's different than prison for
It's
sure.
a fact.
Everybody's been to jail, kinda. Everybody here's had a negative interaction with the police officer in some fashion that you were like, I'm gonna get arrested, kind of a thing.
Absolutely.
Sure.
been
Yeah,
arrested.
we've all been there. I just happen to go a little further. I'll tell you that story too. That's a good one.
I think you told it on
You
the
did on
Christmas
the
special.
Christmas special.
Did
Yeah.
I tell you the whole story or the real one?
That
making
you
shit up?
stole an Xbox?
Yeah, I totally made that one up. That's my cover story.
Jesus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's my cover story. Because the real story is worse.
Well, then let's go into that,
Okay.
and then you can go into
Okay.
your brother.
Yeah.
Real story is I had gotten off a stint of being a security guard for City Creek, right? I know, look at me.
Can't imagine.
Yeah, it's because they hire faggots like me to work at that mall. Don't cut me. You can't censor me.
Why would we censor this suppressed
that would be-
voice?
yeah.
I was
I'm
just
gay,
doing the
I'm
Drew
allowed to.
impression there.
It's your month. You
Yeah,
can
and
do
plus
everything.
there can be gay fags. We've established this. Anyway, so they hire people that look like me because all that happens at City Creek is this isn't even true because there were things that happened at City Creek, but they point me to the bathroom. You just be like, oh, the bathroom's over there. Nothing really happens. They hire dudes that look like you to work at the gateway because look at the gateway.
Yeah.
Bunch of heroin needles everywhere. Anyway, so buddy of mine, he works for, he was a managing partner of a holding company that managed the property of this arcade in Ogden, right? And this arcade was defunct. Like, it was broke. The dude that had previously owned it fucking ran into the ground. But Intermountain Healthcare had bought this land.
Wait, like Intermountain Healthcare, as in hospitals, bought?
Correct. Bought this land.
Okay.
But wanted the business to continue operating at a loss because it's better for taxes. And they were like, we're going to build a hospital here at some point. We don't know when. But they could get the land for super cheap because this dude just fucking ran into the ground. So I hired my friend's company to run the arcade just in the interim.
And
he was like,
is this arcade as in a code word? Or
No.
is this a literal
no,
arcade?
like a Boondocks competitor.
Like
Gotcha.
Oh,
Okay.
So yeah, it's like a Boondocks competitor, right? Like it has a mini golf. It's got the race cars. It's got a golf range, like a driving range, real arcade. And it was cool in its day, but like anyway. So Intermountain bought this with the expectation that we would build a hospital there one day, but again, for tax purposes, ran into the ground. And my buddy was like, "Hey, like I'm running this place now. You need a job, like." Do you want to come work here? And I was like, I don't know, man. Like, it's for fucking teenagers. He's like, no, we need somebody to, like, fix the games and shit, and you're good with that stuff. And I was like, cool, yeah. So I was, like, a manager there for a while. And one day they were like, we're going to lay off, like, all 25 of these kids. Like, there's only going to be, like, fuck. There's only going to be, like, 3 or 4 of us working there still, and we're just going to keep, like, management on staff. And I was like, that's crazy. And, like, keep in mind, this place had, like, really low security. Like, did not know what they were fucking doing. Like, kept till money underneath the trash can below the register. Like, just, like, really crazy relaxed, like, you're fucking around kind of thing.
Sounds like a front.
Well, yeah, well, the safe had, like, the keys to the safe right in there.
Oh, jeez.
And, it was silly,
Yeah.
it was silly. And I kept telling me, like, y'all, you gotta, like, put an alarm system at least on this place, like, something,
Right.
And they were like, no, it's fine. We're in fucking middle of nowhere. Nobody's gonna care. And I was like, okay, but you did just, like, fire, like, 25 kids. And, like, all of those kids know this place is like this kind of a thing,
Yeah.
And they were like, no, what do you fuck, And, like, I'm the kind of person, and Drew knows this, and you, Tony, I don't like taking no for an answer.
Right.
Not in like a rapey way, but like when I know I'm right, I'm going to find a way to prove that I'm right.
Right.
Yeah.
So I robbed them.
I'm right. Fuck you. I'm robbing it.
No, so I robbed them, and I did it well. Like, I robbed them. I stole all of the money out of the safe, all the money from the tills, the whole thing, right? And then the next morning, I gave it back. Like, the next morning, like, I drove to work, and I was like, see? And, like, but, like, as I rolled up, like, fucking CSI and shit's there. And I'm like, oh, I'm probably in a little bit of trouble here. But, like, I brought the money back, though, kind of thing,
Yeah.
That didn't matter. They were like, yeah, you're going to jail. And I was like, cool. So, yeah, I spent 16 days in jail.
Good.
Well, I mean,
But I was right. And they did put an alarm system in after.
Hey, there you go.
So,
if only your dad raised you with a gun and a sword, you wouldn't have been there.
well, I mean, I did rob an arcade.
Unarmed.
Now, question,
Sure.
is the
So-
arcade still there? Do they finally build that goddamn
No, it's
hospital?
still not.
What prompted you to bring it back? How much was it?
It was
Did you-
$1,500.
15.
I'm not a criminal. I didn't need the money. I just brought it back to prove a point. The whole reason I did it was to prove my case.
Yeah.
I'm not a bad guy. I'm an honest guy. I'm
You
not
like
gonna take
teaching
money.
lessons
Yeah.
the hard way?
Yeah, they needed to know. Anyway, so my brother tried to kill 2 people.
I mean, the Bible would say.
you're gonna quote the Bible?
I didn't know scripture was going to come into this podcast. Fuck, we're going everywhere tonight.
I went to church a couple weeks ago. It was wild.
Why?
Oh,
Why?
I
Why?
went for it was the worst. So I haven't been to church in 15 years. Prior to that,
What style of church?
oh no, I went to Mormon church.
Oh,
the church
the
that
Mormon
I grew up
church.
that I grew up
Okay.
in. Yeah.
All right. What do you guys still like that terminology? The Mormon Church,
I think it's the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day
Saints.
Tithing.
So anyway,
Hey, to be fair, they do have grocery stores without cash registers for poor people.
Yeah, it's called the Bishop's Storehouse. It's not a grocery store.
you know
You don't give
the
your 10%, get a free reign in there, man.
the United States also did that with Native Americans.
They were called smallpox blankets. General Custer's last stand.
Oh, speaking of Native Americans, I went to if you ever want to have a good cry, go to the Smithsonian's Native Americans exhibit. Holy shit. First
yeah.
off, Andrew Jackson is a piece of shit.
Yeah, we should definitely take him off.
Like,
Why he's on the $20 bill, I don't know.
I always thought, like
putting
Andrew
Hitler.
Jackson never owned slaves. He's all right, like he's not a bad guy, because that's what we judged everybody off of our generation.
Right.
Turns out, and I read it because they had it fully presented. This is like less than 100 yards from the White House, right? They have this exhibit. And you can read what Andrew Jackson put in the declaration that eventually created the Trail of Tears, right? And he basically said that the savages, quote unquote, were not able to carry their children, so we should ex-nay the children before the march. And they did. This guy sanctioned fucking murdering children before the whole Trail of Tears, which is also very bad. So the Trail of Tears is bad, but what started the Trail of Tears is even worse. Like, adults dying, as we've all established early on in this podcast, is hilarious.
Fuck 'em.
Like this.
It is hilarious when they're in a submarine and they're ultra rich. But kids dying is no fucking joke.
At the hands of the U.S. military.
At the hands of the U.S. military. Like, they, like,
We've
told...
done that, just to be clear, our entire history.
Forever.
Look at all of the Iraqi children that
mean-
are super dead.
Yeah. They told the children, let's all go to this house.
That's dark.
It's so dark. And
Our
That
history's...
dude's on our money.
Ooh.
Man.
he's on our money. Fuck having all of these kind of representatives on our dollar. Like, let's put real people. Let's put Tony on there, who has 9 kids
I saw this really cool concept. This was like...
and believes in the Joker.
This was like 9 or 10 years ago now. I saw this really cool concept like 9 years ago for like a redesigned money, right? To be more in line with kind of global currency, yada, yada.
Also, why the fuck do we have to put people's faces on our money?
Right, but that's what this tried to address. Was like, let's use like American accomplishment as the stages of our money, like going to the moon and inventing fucking the internet and shit like that. This is great American accomplishments we done. The first flight, like the invention of the telephone, the car, like make that our money.
But
And it was
let's-
super cool.
Let's admit that they want to get rid of tangible money, right?
The problem is, if you have that let's make accomplishments money bullshit, no offense, but a ton of offense.
Yeah.
I hope you felt all the offense.
It's my month. You gotta be careful.
I mean, so
It's still my month for like another week.
reeling back the offense. You know that Mark Zuckerberg is gonna want to Mark.
Oh yeah, no, we're definitely gonna have to put social media on a dollar.
You know that
yeah.
like Zuckerberg is want to have his face on the fucking dollar because he's gonna be
Do
like,
you know this
"Oh."
dude's like really into being buff right now?
What's hilarious is
They should put Tom on there.
just MySpace
Just that
Tom,
MySpace
dude.
Fucking
face profile
MySpace.
picture.
Yeah. Honestly, I would be A-okay with that. I don't know why. He seems
Hey,
like...
I really admire that guy though, because he made his money and he shut the fuck up forever.
and then got the
did.
fuck out. And you know what he was
out.
doing?
I've never heard of this guy.
photography.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm really into photography. Here's pictures.
Meanwhile, Mark
of-
Zuckerberg brought like half of Hawaii.
That fucker's got hobbies.
Dude,
we need
but-
him on the show.
We need Tom from MySpace.
You could
on
probably
the
just
show,
send him a
dude.
letter. He's probably up to nothing.
Let's do it.
Nobody probably hits him up ever.
Except he would listen to the Christmas special and be like, nope,
No,
no, this is too problematic.
But like,
even
this is
for
what,
mine.
this is what people mean, because like I got in a debate about this where it's like kind of like fuck our country a little bit, but people are like, oh, no about the country, you know. And I'm like, yeah, but like our problem is like historically we have not been great to most people.
No.
Yeah,
You know, and
yeah.
like that's my beef. Is like people are always like, I'm not saying that the country hasn't done great things, but
on
we've
the
also-
backs of
we've also done on the backs
Yeah.
of people, but we've also done just horrific things, even that I don't think are canceled out by
You know,
the
the-
positive
But
thing.
let's admit that we're Caligula-style empire now. I
well,
mean,
we're not fisting people in the butts, so
Sure,
Yeah.
I mean maybe we are.
Are you
my
fisting your barber?
favorite, just because we're on the Caligula topic, my favorite thing is that Caligula came out, right? The movie. I'm talking about the movie.
Not the style.
Not
The
the,
one that-
style of life. But the movie came out, and if you haven't seen this movie, don't. And if you're in Utah, you'll never see this movie. Honestly, like it's pornographic. So
Doesn't it have Helen Mirren in it?
it has Malcolm McDowell and Peter O'Toole. Both of those people are in that movie, and the reason why I'm going to bring both those people up is because Malcolm McDowell, when asked how was it shooting the movie and what was going on and blah blah blah, he was like, oh, the cinematography was phenomenal, but there were like questionable scenes and blah blah. Malcolm McDowell puts his wrist deep into a human being. Just to give you an example.
Did he actually do that, or was it like a prop? Or...
This is the 70s.
So it's real.
So I don't know how many props they had available, but he does dip his hand into a bucket of lard before doing that. Anyway, Peter O'Toole was asked the exact same question. Like, how was it filming this? How was it being a part of this? And his answer was, I was never in it. But he clearly was. Like, he's a fucking actor. Like, you can see him.
It like it never happened.
Never happened.
He just shut it down.
He figured he could just, like, create the Mandela effect, right? Like, he just, like, can make it happen.
I am not in that movie. And they're like, but that's a scene. Like, look at this film. That's you. And he's like, nah, that's not me.
Brilliant.
He just pulled the whole, like, IMDb, fuck off.
No, I'm not me.
I'm
not
out.
Me.
He's
It's
a
not
next level sorcerer, that dude. Peter O'Toole.
This is the man who did Lawrence of Arabia, and he probably looked at that and was like, where the fuck did my career go? I am out. I've got to reevaluate shit.
Malcolm McDowell was in Clockwork Orange and was like doing
it was just
horrendous
the David Spade of his career,
in with giant vases that looked like penises.
Vase.
Very phallic vases in Clockwork Orange, and he was like fine. And then all of a sudden that came out and he was like, yeah, I'm still fine. This is clearly a character arc and I'm into it. And then Peter O'Toole was like,
just disowned it. He's like,
no, this is not me.
No.
He just must have needed money for a second, I guess.
But I feel like that's
like Nicolas Cage, who just like does anything that anybody gives him.
His agent calls, yes.
Do you know he has like 6 like Bavarian castles?
Yeah.
Yeah, this dude is like super emo.
Peter O'Toole set the roadmap for every OnlyFans girl when she gets called in to her boss's office. Is like, that's not me.
Those girls like it, though.
Those girls like it, exactly. Those girls are in.
Now, we're talking about Lauren Boebert and Margaret Taylor Greene. Like, those are the people.
That's true. I did it.
Peter O'Toole walked so Margaret Taylor Greene can run.
Like this is the correlation. Thank you. And at some point we have to end this podcast. And at some point we cannot scream.
Are we saying it?
At some point we cannot scream.
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman.
And end it.
Natalie Portman is a beautiful
Natalie
lady.
Portman is a hot Jew.
Natalie Portman is a very hot Jew.
Damn it.
You can edit it. It's fine.
Is. No, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to edit that.
Yeah.
She is.
She's Padme. I'd like to Padme her.
Golly, she was. I mean,
hello,
Tony, you're a little outside of that realm, but you can still maybe be inside of that. Padme.
I'd like to be inside Padme.
God damn it! Wouldn't we all? Yeah,
she was a fox. She was also like a princess or whatever.
I feel like this is full circle for everybody on this podcast.
Suits is on Netflix now.
What is?
What the fuck is Suits?
You've seen Suits.
No, I've not seen
Is that
Suits.
the one with Meghan Markle?
Yeah, the one that's like royal or whatever.
Yeah.
Does this have anything to do with Natalie?
No, it was related because Meghan Markle's a princess.
Yeah, and Natalie Portman.
And Natalie Portman is also a fictional princess.
Yes.
Just like Meghan Markle is a fictional princess.
Well, this podcast has been brought to you by Pendleton Whiskey.
Pendleton's
hold on,
you're going to get a cease and desist from Pendleton.
We got to tell him, like, please stop. You said Jews.
What the fuck? Edit. Wait, hold on. Everybody shut the fuck up. You have a story about being in New York, Tony.
Yes.
Did you see Natalie Portman while
have
you were there?
the mic.
With
no,
Lev
shut
and
up,
Tariq.
shut up. Everybody shut up.
Lev and Tariq.
We got to get a story out of Tony here. I mean, like, he's our honored guest, and we've given him no space.
You guys have so much to talk about.
I feel like some people have. So.
It is their month. They can say whatever they want. And they have the right to. Ultimately, me and the Muslim Tariq and the Jew Lev, we partied in the village for, till 3 or 4 a.m. And it was unique because I've never really partied with a Jew or a Muslim at the same time in Manhattan. But
what was the essence of it? I mean, like, you can say you partied with
them. They said,
but
I was walking down the street.
What made it unique?
I guess what made it unique is that we're just from varied walks of life, and they want.
I mean, you're a walking joke right in itself. A Mormon.
Explain the joke.
A Muslim and a Jew walk into the bar. Like, come on.
That was what was so comical about it. We came up upon a group of rollerblading homosexual gang that clearly...
It was their month.
It was their month. If you've ever been to Chelsea, it's the gayest place on the planet, and it was fun.
No, I've been to much gayer places than Chelsea.
Your
Hot
bedroom.
take here. No, that's true. But like Wilton Manors, bro, that's the capital of gags.
Wilton Manors?
Yeah, it's in Florida.
And there's more like, gays per capita there?
It's like Gay Town.
Really?
That's its whole thing. That's like it's like a gay retirement village.
Dude, I thought I couldn't get into Chelsea unless I had on a pride flag. It was next level.
Why? He's not going to hear this?
He's not.
I hope he does.
Listen, I subscribed to his YouTube, and he said, hey, if you have anything I could subscribe to, I will.
Tell him no.
I was like, yeah, my podcast. He was like, I also do a podcast.
Of course he does.
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman.